Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
Yes, sir. It's your boy, Superstar Floss. And you already know we back, man. Vietnam Projects. Once again, man, rest in peace, my brother Gunner, man. And today we got a super legendary interview. Vladimir Bautista, man. Owner, CEO of Happy Munkey. You know what I'm saying? He got the first dispensary in Dykeman. I mean, a lot of minorities don't accomplish stuff like this, man. This guy is doing it. Doing a lot of big things, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of game, a lot of gems to give you. I promise you don't want to miss this interview, man. Check it out. SF, Dog in the Yard.
What up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome to Dog in the Yard. And we got
Vladimir Bautista, CEO of Happy Munkey.
Let's get it, Vlad in the building. What's up, my brother?
Thanks so much for having me, King.
You already know, man. We here. What's up, man? How you been, brother?
Everything is good, man. It's an honor to be here. You know, it's a big week. You know, I told you we just hit a big milestone this week, so
That's right.
It's an honor to be here. You know, sharing this platform with a real legend like
Appreciate
you.
you, man. Appreciate having you, man. Definitely heard a lot of great things about you. So you know what I mean. I was like, come on, let's save the best for last. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we was here waiting for you. I was like, I'm definitely looking forward to talk to the brother and all that, man. So tell us a little bit about you, man. A little bit of history about your background, you know, siblings, your upbringing and all that, and we go from there.
Well, you know, it's similar to a lot of us growing up in the hood, Pete. You know, growing up Harlem, Sugar Hill, 139th and Broadway, 80s and 90s. You know, rough. You know, coupons, welfare, single mother. You know, me and my brother. You know,
you can do that, but don't try to
sleeping. You know, sleeping on bunk beds in the living room. You know, rough. You know,
yeah.
And then you know. Both my parents Dominican, and you know, like I tell people, you know, back then it's like it was like the Dominican version of Bronx Tale. You know, there was 100 dudes on each block and all that, and you know, now you look back, you know, that was kind of crazy, but it was just normal because that's what we grew up in, you know.
So you got siblings and
yeah, I got a younger brother and an older sister, so I was like the middle child.
Okay, you're the middle child. Okay, so how was it? Growing up, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the stage you start getting your stuff, you going outside, did you go to school? I mean, did your parents used to be on you? How all started, like, as far as your background? Like, what lead you to, you know, to the streets? And
so, like I said, you know, it was like 100 dudes on the block. You know, back then we didn't have too many positive influences. You know, the only people we saw doing big things was the dudes hustling outside. They had the big cars, the big jewels, and like I said, you know, I'm growing up with a single mother. You know, shit is rough. We eating pizza and Chinese food every day, whatever we could get. And then when I was 12 years old, the way it started was, started first cutting school. I went to PS 192, which is like a few blocks away, like 138. You know, smoking weed with the fellas and stuff like that. And then, wanted to try to come outside and hustle. But, you know, back then, the OGs would be like, nah, you're too young. We know your moms go to school. You know, it wasn't like now. Like when you was that young, they would try to.
Times change, right?
They try to, you know, put a little break on you. I was like, nah, you know, I want to get this money, whatever. And they was like, nah, like, you know, we wouldn't do that. So what I had to do, even though I was in 139, I had to go to 142nd because they didn't know my mom and they didn't know all that. And then I started getting in the mix that way. As they say, like, being a paid intern, you know, you start going to the store for dudes, going to get the Phillies, going to get the waters, and you know, you could do well for yourself like that. So that's how it all started for me.
Wow. So then what year you got arrested? You got arrested?
I got arrested when I was 21, when I was like 21, because what happened was I started smoking weed, Pete, and then we always had to go from Harlem, because you know Harlem had all the bricks and had all the dope, but the weed was like not a big thing over there at the time. So we always had to go to the Heights of the Dykeman to get the good weed.
Right.
So when I was 16, you know, I had the entrepreneur brain to say, you know what, I'm gonna buy an ounce. If it doesn't sell, I'll smoke it. But you know, we gotta keep coming back and forth. Like, let me try to do this.
Right.
And that took off, and I never stopped selling weed ever since. So by the time I was 21, I was running the block. I had workers, employees, pitchers, managers getting 20, 30 pounds a week. And I got caught in an apartment uptown with like 20-something pounds and like $80,000. And that was my first case.
And that was your first case. What year was this?
That was like 2001.
Wow.
Like 2001.
And you went to Rikers Island.
Yeah, I ended up, you know, I bailed out on that. Ended up getting in some other minor trouble altogether. They gave me a 1 to 3, and I ended up going to Rikers Island. You know what I mean? And then from Rikers Island, then I went to Ulster.
Okay. How was your experience on Rikers Island?
Rikers Island was no joke. You know what I mean? Especially I was young. You know what I mean? It was
You
no
can
joke.
share a little bit about
Then,
how was it for the young brothers out there? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Rikers Island was no joke. Like, you know, I was on the boat first, then they sent me to Rikers Island. But Rikers Island was no joke because you know, right away the phone situation, you know what I mean? You know, slot times and all that. You know what I mean? You know, you only 2 phones. If you're nondescript, you talk before 3 o'clock. After that, you know, you had to be about something to talk after, you know, a certain time.
we haven't heard that in a while, right? You see that? Shit. For real. That's fact. That's how it was. It wasn't like now. Now it's PlayStations. They got 4 or 5 phones.
It's crazy.
Nobody be on the phone.
It was different back then. As soon as you, I remember, like, you know, when I knew it was real was like, you know, sometimes you would get a live wire in the house, right? P. As soon as he walk in, you know, they had the phones with the wire.
Yeah.
Dudes be like, yo, what's up? Whose phone is this? Take the phone out the wire, go to the back, say, yo, come, let's get to it right away.
Yeah.
On the walk-in.
On the walk-in, yeah, because this is like, we got to do something, right? This can't work out like this. You know, catch anxiety at this bitch. Like, I need to talk, and I talk a lot.
So that's why, you know, I tell the young dudes, man, you know what I mean? Like,
man.
Nowadays you see, Pete, that they don't want to fight. They want to go right away, grab a gun and kill somebody and shoot right away. And what I tell them is that you really got to think about that because they're going to put you in a place where you're going to have to fight every day for 25 years, and there is no guns.
No guns.
And you think that you the biggest devil from your hood.
That's something good.
And they're gonna put you they're gonna put you somewhere where you were with the biggest devils from every hood, and you're gonna see how you think you're tough. There's always somebody tougher.
Yeah, there's always somebody tougher. I'm happy that you're sharing that with their asses because I do the same thing. I be telling these motherfuckers like, my man, you don't have a clue. And then you see them in jail, you know, because I've been going to Rikers Island. And talking to the kids.
I hear about all the amazing things you do for the youth and stuff like that,
and
man.
I go in there and I met this Dominican man, Chamaguito man, and he's down with the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? He's like, damn. So we started kicking. He's a good brother, man. Little nigga. I'm like, he's there for a body. And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, Pete, man. You know, I'm here with I'm down with the Bloods. Now what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? He's asking for my advice, what he gonna do when he gets up north, and he has to deal with Trinidadios because they're not cool no more, he says. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh man, we not cool with Trinidadios no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm telling him, listen, what I would do, don't sleep on nobody. because the truth is, your peoples can feel disrespected because you are down with something else that they might not, you know,
agree with,
right, relate to. Not even agree, just, you know, real Dominican be like, can't relate to certain shit. You know what I mean? Like, ¿qué tú estás con qué? Pero qué sabes? Oh man, what the hell you know? Come on, they tighten you up real quick.
Facts.
So what I'm saying to you is, so I'm telling them, my best advice to you is, just stay alert. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody get too close and just take it day by day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know where your circumstances could really go at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Imagínate. You know, you down with bloods and ahora tú estás preocupado. And, you know what I mean? All you can do is just watch yourself, bro, because in jail you got to watch yourself anyway, bro.
You got to watch.
You know what I'm saying? And don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? You got to just, you know, observe and just take it day by day, bro. And, you know, and it's a good kid, man. You know what I mean? So I only say that because, you know, that's the way it go.
So let me tell you a little bit of my story, right? And I think this could serve for them because they don't know how things long-term could end up and how things could snowball for you and put you in a compromised situation. So I go from Rikers, you know, start getting the 101s, understanding how things work. Then I go to Ulster. Remember, I'm like 21 years old, so they send me to Green Gladiator School. Damn. Only there for like a month. Somebody goes in my locker. Somebody takes my food. Long story short, I have to defend myself, defend my food, end up in the box, right? So now they send me to the box for like 120 days, whatever it is. And now, you heard people, remember, I don't know. So I'm like, yo, what medium am I going to? Am I going to Bear Hill? And I'm going, they're like, no, Papi, you like to hit people. Your classification went up. So you're going to behind the wall. I'm like, behind the wall? I'm doing it with you. Say, it don't matter what bid you have. You did something now.
Yeah.
They send me to Elmira. So now I'm 21 years old with dudes that are doing 80, 50, 100 years. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, like I was like, yo, this is a little compromised situation. But the only good thing with you knowing, because you're an OG, that in there the problems are more serious for a real problem. You have to steal, you got to be gang. Like there's no bias because the problems are serious.
Right.
So there's no like in the medium, like in the gladiator school, there's no problems for dumb stuff. There's problems for real stuff because the problems are going to get real.
Right.
So I got lucky that I went to the board in a year and they were like 1 to 3, like get him out of here.
Yeah.
But the whole moral of the story is how one mistake could put you in a compromised situation. And I got lucky that, the Dominicans who do that's doing 50 or 80 years, they're like, you got your whole life to live. We're going to hold you down while you're in here on one term. Never, ever kill nobody or get into no trouble when you get home, or we're going to do it to you when you come back in. We're going to make sure you and you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to say how, you know, like you could go in for something small and end up doing the rest of your life.
She could go ugly. Somebody violated you and look where you ended up at. Elmira went a 1 to 3. You like, what the fuck?
With the lions, tigers, and bears, P.
You know what? It's the truth. Yo, let me tell you something. I can relate that. I can relate to that. I went from the state, I went to the feds. I did fucking 7 years in the feds. They sent me to Lewisburg.
Which is the max in the feds.
So I'm in Lewisburg, like, all right, when they first told me I was in Otisville, Otisville's lit. We in there,
Candyland.
You already know. So everything is great. You know what I'm saying? Boom, and all of a sudden, counselor called me and said, Pete, because I was trying to stay in Otisville. It was like, nah, bro, you're going to Lewisburg. I was like, damn. You know, after doing the Comstock, doing that whole, that bit like that in the state and going through all them jails, all the, you know what I mean? Now I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? And out here, I'm hearing shit. I'm like, yo, it's really fucked up there. But when I really got there, it was really fucked up. I was like, yo, mío, señor. I was like, yeah, what the fuck up, yo?
Que castigo.
Que castigo, because I'm in the box for 2 months. I haven't done shit. I'm just in the box 2 months, just waiting for them to classify me or find out. Because in the feds, it's different. They'll call you and be like, you see a board, and you go out there, they take your shit off, and they take pictures of your tattoos, and they say, you got problems with this nigga. He's from Hall. He's from Dykeman. He's from 150. He's here too. And the crew, these guys are here too. ¿Tú estás bien con ellos? Okay, we want to make sure before we let you go in the compound. And I just... And it's weird because I was like, damn, I was like, damn, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't want to be here. Because 7 years, 10 years, 15 is like a skip bit in the feds. You know what I'm saying? It's like you be like, that's like, please let me get that. Yeah, I don't know. 7 years, that's just oh shit, my dream came true. Un dream came true. Nah, because you know everybody in there got 10 life sentences. You know this, that, 4 life. My bunkie had 4 life sentences in 135 years. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So and I was around. I'm sitting on the table. I'm the only one going home. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I'm going home and shit. Niggas is like, niggas thought I had mad time too though. Yo, P, I'm telling you, you got 25. And I was like almost like, you know how nigga be having like a little bit and you be like almost don't want to tell nigga
you don't want to
gotta
tell
skip
people.
bit.
You should,
You be like,
that's how I felt on the Myra.
That's what I said.
I didn't want
to say your bit.
The dude that told me hold me down, he said, "Don't tell nobody how much time you're doing. Tell them you don't want to say nothing."
No, that's how I felt.
Because
I was like
people
this.
get offended, brother.
I'm like, damn. Yeah, wait, I'm going home. They're like, damn, P, oh man, you gone, bro. I'm like, yeah. You know, but feeling weird. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, times could really change. One drastic thing, boom, could lead to something and you'll never come home. There's a lot of brothers like that too, that did, you know, went to jail with a little tap and catch a body in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've been with a bunch of them like that, and they never come home, and their whole life changes. So, unfortunately, I mean, shit for you was good. They got you up out of here. It was like, it didn't make no sense. He's here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him out of here, and you made the board.
Exactly. So I made the board. Then I came home and was on parole, and then, you know, had a different perspective of life. Like, you know, got to move different, got to walk different. And I just stuck to my weed stuff. Like, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I got to do, but I'm going to stick to this weed stuff because I know whatever comes with it, I can handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you stuck to your shit. That's what you knew. Yeah, so shit. That's just shit. That's what you still do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you found your lane. And you knew that was your lane. Off top. You know what I'm saying? So you came home, you never went back.
No, then afterwards, like 5 years later, caught a situation, and then I caught a 4 flat.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then
what year was this?
This was 2000. This was 2008. Now I'm like 28, 29, almost 30. And let me tell you how everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle. Cop out to a 4 flat. It's like you said, I can handle this, whatever. Then go to so you can see how the past also comes back to haunt you because people think it don't work like that. And when I go to Rikers Island, they don't send me to the same place they used to send me. They send me to 4 Main, House of Pain, because they're like, you know, classification still up from before.
Right.
You came home from a max. It don't matter what you got again. Like, this is where they start you at.
Right.
So the same thing, they got me at Rikers Island. Dudes is going to trial for murder, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, man, here we go again. And like you said, everything is real tense because it's like people are going back and forth to court for everything double digits and better. You know what I mean?
People stress. Everybody has their own mental problems. You know, there's a lot of mental shit going on in there. A lot of motherfuckers need help and they never got help.
And then people don't know that Rikers Island, you on your own. Like, CO not gonna save you. Nobody gonna save you. You on your own.
That's a fucking fact. You on your own. Once they let you go, that's it, Bobby. Good luck, bro.
Then from there, Pete, they send me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to Ulster. They're like, no, you're not. You're going to downstate. You came home from a max. You go back to a max. I'm like, yo, but that happened when, like, it don't matter. From there, they send me downstate. You know, it's not the same as Ulster. You got to run around, chill and all that. You like locked down all day. 23-1.
As soon as you get there, they shave you up. They tighten you up real quick and lock you up.
Then they send me to 5 points. 5 points. What 5 points is, 5 points is basically an OS block that they turned into a max jail. So it's a max, Pete, the whole jail double bunk.
Where's that at?
That's like by, damn, I can't tell you exactly, but that's like,
it's
like 5 hours. It's like 5 hours away up there. 6 hours. They got Amish people running around there. It's like, because it was originally just the S blocks, just a box, and then they switched it to a max. But the whole thing is double bunk, and it's like that style with the electric doors, everything.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, another mess up situation. P, the COs, like I said, you on your own. You like, I don't get along with my bunk kid. Tell you, well, you know what you got to do. We ain't moving you. That's crazy. The CO tells you, like, you know what you got to do.
You got to handle your own. You gotta do the movie. You
fucked up,
gotta pay
though.
landlord. You
Fucked
gotta pay
up, though.
landlord this bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
So-
fucked up though.
So-
It is fucked up because you got to take it upon yourself to sacrifice your life and get when they should be doing the job. I mean,
And then once again, back, even doing 4 flat, I'm gonna probably do 3 if nothing happens. I'm around, dudes that have been doing 20 and 30 and 40 because I'm back in the max. You know what I mean?
yeah, you're in the yard with them.
And you're in the yard with them and you just caught up in this, like you said, same thing. You gotta, you tell people before they're like, nobody wants to hear that. Mm-hmm. So then I stay there for a year and then my classification drops and then they send me to Watertown.
Okay.
They call it Watertown, and similar to what you said with the Fed situation. So they grab me, the captain, before they release me out to like the population, and they say, "You see those guys walking around there? You don't gotta worry about those guys. You just came from the max. You look like you're a tough guy. You made it out there. Those guys, they're not really a threat. Now us, CEOs, if you fuck with us, we're gonna destroy your life. Ask your friends when you get out there." Brother, those CEOs in Watertown were worse than Elmira, worse than, because that's like the place where they send like the older ones before they retire. So you imagine what kind of
the old dickheads.
All of them are there.
Yeah,
So they are there.
that's crazy.
Destroying anybody that plays with them. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
anybody that acts up.
Anybody acts up, and they don't got the boxes with the cameras, those S blocks. They got a shoe with no cameras. So if you go in there,
Yeah, you gonna get beat
you're
up.
gonna get situated.
You gonna get situated. They gonna tighten you up real quick.
Tighten you up. Nobody can say nothing.
Believe me, they tighten you up. I know that shit. They used to tighten me up. They tighten me up.
So now, you know what I mean? There, I got to meet some good brothers, and you know what I mean? It was cool, but you just had to stay off those CEOs radar because I saw them. Rest in peace, Black Rob was with me up there.
Okay.
He was with me up there, and got to be up there with some real dudes, and things went good. But it's like you said, man.
Besides that, you did your time good.
Yeah.
You already
besides
know
that.
you knew the drill anyway. It wasn't your first time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you had the 4 flat. You did the whole 4
3.
flat.
I did 3.
Oh, you did the 3. Okay, cool.
Because I ain't
And you
got any
came
situations.
and you came home
I came home in 2011.
and you've been home since.
I've been home since.
Okay.
And then I was a personal trainer first when I came home.
You had your NPT?
Huh?
Your NPT?
I got my NASM.
Okay.
I got my NASM. So I got that. Did that till I got off parole. New York Sports Club. I was on 38th.
Okay.
And then, went back to doing my weed thing again. But I said, no, I got 2 felonies. I'm like, this is it. I ain't doing nothing but this. During this whole time, you got to remember, both times I started a block. Remember when I told you I was 16? On 139th and Broadway. And I had that till about maybe like 2013, 2014, you know what I mean? And, I had it like, people out there 7 days a week, 12 in the afternoon, 5 in the morning, dimes and 20s of haze, like that whole era. And then, came home, started rocking with my partner Ramon, and you know what I mean? Like,
Shout out to Ramon.
And then, started seeing that, things were changing, like the whole block thing, wasn't what it used to be, like in the 2000s and the 90s, and started evolving to different things, going out of town, taking weed, stuff like that. And then the big epiphany came was when I got together with him and my 2 partners, like 2016, 2015, 2016. He took a trip to Holland, Amsterdam. Out there, weed is legal. They got the cafes. My other partners, shout out to J and No, they had a recording studio on 38th. You probably heard of it, Fight Club Studio.
Yes.
So those are my partners. So they had that over there. So they had that space. He went and took that trip. We, came back, told us about that whole scene, about how you could smoke weed together in the cafe and all that. Wow. So we're like, yo, it's time to do something different. So we're like, you know what? We got the weed, we got the space. Let's call all our friends and let's throw a party and see what happens. And that shit took off really quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because, back then you get locked up for smoking weed anyway. So everybody wanted a place. And since that was like, you know, as we would say in the hood, Pete, neutral ground. You know, 38th Street is nobody's hood.
It's nice.
So any gangster from anybody or any place, any of the five boroughs, like, yo, this is a sanctuary, like,
Facts.
no politics.
That's where I
everybody
be
chill.
at. Yeah. Pete be in there too. Trust me, yeah. This is like the safe side. We go in there. It's nice downtown. We smoke. We chill. Yeah.
So that shit started, Pete, and we started doing it once a month, then
cool.
once a week, then 7 days a week. 2019, Forbes called us the Studio 54 of cannabis. So we saw we were on to something, right, Pete? So we were like, yo, this is bigger than these parties. Like, this is a movement. Because right in that era, like, all the big movements was in the West Coast. All the big brands was in the West Coast. There was like no big New York brand holding it down. So we like, yo, we gonna start repping that. So what we did was we trademarked Happy Munkey, we couldn't trademark it as a cannabis brand because cannabis was illegal, but the lifestyle. First, we started with a podcast. Our podcast now got like 100 episodes, and it started because I don't know if you know International Pete, that he was the host of Fight Club. He was like the host dude. So he's like an actor, you know, dude that was a host. He was like active in that world. You know, we are making the transition at that moment, so we're not realizing what's happening, right? Because what's happening is that we got in a room, like let's say there's a couch, people smoking. There's a gangster like Pete. There's a doctor. There's a lawyer. There's a billionaire. There's a rapper. So he's seeing like, yo, we got this crazy wave. He's like, we got to capture it. Why don't we start interviewing? Because remember, it's a studio. Yeah. Why don't we start taking these people in a room and start interviewing them for the podcast? And that's how that started.
Oh, that's cool.
So now we trademarked as a lifestyle brand. We start with that. Then we go into clothing, ashtrays, rolling trays, and stuff like that. Now, the big epiphany came, Pete, when a good friend of mine named Josh, Jewish dude, good dude, takes me to a cannabis conference. Remember, we coming from the street, we're like, I don't know there was a cannabis conference. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, let's go. So we go, Pete, and I'm thinking I'm going to see like, you know, hippies and hood dudes, right? Because that's what I know, cannabis, right? And I see dudes with suits on, Pete, and I'm like, what's going on here? So we sit down, there's somebody like speaking on stage. Dude with the suit sitting next to me, he said, you see that company right there? They're not doing too good. I said, how you know? He said, look at their stocks. Their stocks. I said, their stocks? I said, hold the phone, P. Hold up. We didn't know what was happening out here. And from then on, we started getting into like going to the conferences, finding out the information about what's happening on this legal system. Because even though it wasn't legal in New York, they were having conferences and they talking about what's happening in Cali and what's happening in Vegas and what's happening in Oregon. So now we getting the knowledge and we able to, you know, take our wave and adjust it to what's happening. So then, funny thing what happens is COVID hits, right? Now, no more gatherings. You can't get people together. So now we got to keep the wave going through the podcast, through the merch, through all social. Thank God we built that, because if not, we would have been dead in the water.
Yeah.
So now cannabis comes up for legalization in New York. Remember, now we got a crazy Rolodex, you know, names kind of known. So now, like, Cuomo's in office, and he's trying to, like, you know, right now we got something called the MRTA, which is like the most equitable bill in the country, like for black and brown people, social equity like that. It's for, you know, people that come from humble beginnings like us. He was trying to push for a bill that was like, sell the licenses to the highest bidder, no homegrown, no smoke, like make it different. We caught wind of it, so our friends were like people that had fought against this type of stuff in the West Coast. So we started a petition. We got like thousands of signatures, people saying like, nah, we don't want that. We want the one that's equitable for everybody. Right. We got people from social media reposted all over the country and all over the world. So Cuomo was like, who the fuck is Happy Munkey? Like we fucking shit him because we making it hot. So you can see that there's consequences to everything. You heard P, I remember like a week after that, I'm leaving my crib, and I was living in Yonkers at the time. Matter of fact, I'm leaving my crib in Yonkers, and like 10 blocks away from my hood, a bunch of T cars pull me over. You know, I'm like, all right, you know, shit happens. They pull me over. They find some weed and stuff, you know, has some weed or whatever, enough to get me locked up. I'm like, all right, so what we doing? And they go like this. They find something named Happy Munkey. And they call it like, yo, this is your company, Happy Munkey? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You gonna lock me up for the weed or not? but this is your company, right? 'Cause, you know, that wasn't no random pullover. You know that you shoot, they shoot back, P.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So they bring me to a room. You heard, Pete? Like this, you know, the old bullshit, because it's like narcotics.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, this, that, and the third, whatever questions. I said, officers, y'all saw my record, right? This ain't my first go around. I'm going to take a nap. When you're ready to take me to see my lawyer or to my cell, we talk then. They went in the room and they're like, this shit ain't going to work with this nigga. Let's get him out of here. You know what I mean? Because they were going to do nothing for the week. They were just trying to.
Yeah, they was just trying to, like always, right? That's their job.
Exactly. So they let me go. But like, you know what I mean? That happened like for us fighting for legalization.
Wow.
So fast forward, then what we did was when COVID was over, we knew that now we was legal, right, P? And we fought for it, but we couldn't go back to doing what we was, or we was gonna get stayed out. We was gonna stay out the loop because we had to adjust to where the game is going. So what we did was we started doing partnerships instead of doing the parties in 38th. We started doing partnerships with like establishments that never done parties with weed before. First 420, we did an event with Bobby Van Steakhouse on Wall Street, right in front of the stock exchange, you know, smoking in there, all that, had the news and everything there. Then the follow-up to that was, I don't know if you remember something called the Van Gogh Immersive Experience. They had like the Van Gogh installations going on. It's like some big art shit that was happening. So we partnered with them. They was like big because they had art installations here and all over the world. And they were like, yo, we want to do something together. So we brung our crowd, and it was called like Van Gogh After Hours. They let us rock from like 9 p.m. after. And it was like in some 50,000 square foot shit on the pier here. And we sold it out twice, $200 a ticket. One night, 1,200 tickets. Another night, like 1,500 tickets. But one night was an all-white party. The other night, and it was just like all the fly people that I told you, like rappers, actors, gangsters, everybody came out. Yeah. So the news was there, so we came out in New York Times, Bloomberg, NASDAQ, etc. So now we doing like legal popping parties. You know what I mean? So from there, we went on, we did our 5-year anniversary at the Classic Car Club, which is some car club on the west side, like on 38th over there, 39th.
Okay.
Got that popping. We got like 1,000 people again, sold it out. Then after that, what we did was we noticed, remember those conferences I was telling you about, that there was a reason why we ain't know about it, and the reason why none of our people know about the information, because they's taking place in Soho, Chelsea, Tribeca. Tickets are like $300, $400, $500, $600, $700. So either they was out of the range of where our people live, or they price them out. So what we did was we like, yo, we gotta do something to change that. So what we did was we partnered with Community Board 9, which is up there by like the community board by where I grew up at 139th. Columbia University let us rock at a spot right there on 125th, Columbia Forum, and we brought in a doctor that specialized in the endocannabinoid system. We had opening statements by Congressman Espaillat. We had the Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine speak. We had the local council members speak. We had translation services in Spanish, and we gave that all for free to the community. Like we made sponsors pay, and we gave that all for free to the people from where we from.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. That was just making your name anyway. You was just Happy Munkey. You was just pop. You was just making your name, your trademark. You was just, and this is what you do. This is your lane. You know what I mean? You put some work in though.
Yeah,
you know, people be like,
put some work in.
People be like, oh shit, they just opened up. They don't know the. They don't know
the process, right?
Yeah, the process is a fucking movie.
It's a movie, man.
You just gotta stay consistent and stay focused.
And then after that, the last event we did was last year, 7/10. We took over the Museum of Sex on Fifth Avenue, and we got 1,000 people to come out on a Monday. Same thing, because the big deal with us, P, was, like I said, since we was repping New York for all that time, we was the only ones that could get, because mind you, the other part that I'm telling you about is, Pete, is that all these times, these people that never get together is gangsters, politicians, doctors, lawyers, a lot of women, etc., old, young, not an argument, not a fight, because it's us, and we know how to bring people together.
Yeah.
Like everything was all love,
Yeah,
and they
it's all
don't
love.
expect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was another big thing. So now we was like the bridge between these two worlds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And cannabis was like the scalpel that helped us through all the divisions, because people don't agree on much, but they all agree on weed. So we use that to bring like people together that usually wouldn't be together in one
'Cause you
room.
master this shit though. You've been doing this shit for a long time. So you know when you've been doing it, it's like you know what people want. You know what I'm saying? You know what people's gonna be peaceful at. You feel me? Like that's your shit. That's your lane. You feel me? So it's like this is what you do.
And then the other one is, right, on top of what you're saying, Peter, it's just like, we know our people too. So everybody's like, don't invite Pete, you're going to start trouble. Don't invite CK, don't invite Ramon. But no, I invited them, so there's not going to be no trouble, because I know Pete's not like that. You just don't know Pete like me. And that's what we proved too.
That's big right there. That's big right there. So
But you know what I'm talking about,
that's
right,
real
Peter?
shit though. You hear me? That's fucking real shit. Cause I get that all the time. You know, ese hombre para allá. And them, they don't know you though. You know what I'm saying? Once they be like, man, this motherfucker's the most humblest, good motherfucker. Shit, I go depend on this nigga.
Yo, P,
like if I knew this nigga for 40 years.
Yo, P, that was the funniest thing, that
That's true, though.
these people was that, you know, they had no idea who they was around, right? These people from Wall Street, doctors, lawyers, politicians, they was around the biggest gangsters ever, because it was us. They were like, the gangsters was more respectful than them.
Yeah.
Because like what you said,
Yeah.
because they don't know them,
They don't know them. Yeah, of course. When your motherfucker know better, you humble. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers come from a different cloth. You know, that kind of loud. You know, they loud. It's cool. You know what I mean? We accept everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then what happened after that, Pete, was now it's time. Applications came out. I applied. Ramon applied. My partners applied. First round of licenses come out. You know, like 100 people get it. 150 people get it. We're not in the loop. What people expect is, but you know that we come from a different class. It's like, so what do you think, Vladimir? You didn't get the license. I'm like, what I think is that what I fought for is happening. It don't matter that me and my team don't got a license. You know who's getting a license? Black, brown, marginalized people. That's what we fought for. So we still happy even if we ain't got it.
Yeah.
And we kept on, you know what I mean, supporting everybody that opened, because what we fought for happened, even though it's not us. It's the first time in history that black and brown people in any state, Pete, get the licenses
first.
first.
I know that, because in LA they didn't do that. You know what I mean? I know the
So
vibe.
I'm like, yo, I'm happy that happened. Next wave of licenses come, we still don't get picked, and they still trying to see that.
It's
Maybe
always,
now,
it's always us though. What the fuck, man? What?
Then they trying to see
Why
like,
couldn't be on the first motherfucker?
what you think? Like, I'm like, nah, man, it's all love. You know what I mean? We patient. We just happy it's more people. And then the last person to get the license, 430 something, 450 something, was me. When that program ended. And him, like right before we both got the licenses,
So
right
both of
before the last round. And then, you know what I mean? That's it.
That
you know,
changed everything.
That changed everything. Now it's time to get to work. You know, you gotta find a place. You gotta find a staff. You gotta find a landlord that's with it. You can't be 250 feet from a house of worship. You can't be 500 feet from a school. You can't be 1,000 feet from another dispensary. So I had to look like at 100 properties before we found that Dykeman joint. Yeah. Shit ain't easy.
You got a good spot though.
You know what it is? It's just like, that was the other part, that people expected us, the first joint, to be down here, Tribeca, Soho. Because remember, we made the whole wave down here.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we seeing what I just told you, that there's like 200 licenses right now, and nobody had passed 125th at the time. You know what they told us when we said we was going to Dykeman? They said, those people have no value. They don't got no money. You're going to waste your brand and you're going to waste your money. I said, no, that's for you, but I believe in my people. So I'm going to go to them because I understand them. That's my community. But I'm just giving you how they look at our communities.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy though.
And now this Monday, we just had the ribbon cutting, the first legal licensed dispensary up in Inwood. You know what I mean? Like, we made history, like the first one ever.
Ooh. Let's get that bud popping. I need to get that red ID, that ACHU in there. I need to make sure I get my paperwork right, make sure my shit is all right so I can get up in there.
And it's just been crazy because, you know, we understand our people, like you said, so the OGs is coming through, like, oh, it's ya, we supporting. And then the little doña is coming by and she like, ¿qué es eso? Oh, eso es el primer dispensario legal. ¿Y qué hay ahí? Hay cosas, because people just think it's about getting high. Hay cosas para tu dolores, for your pain. Hay cosas for you to go to sleep. But we got the cultural competency to explain that to our people, not nobody else.
Them. Yes, you have to. But that's okay, because this is your community. This is your. I think it's great, man, that y'all took it like right there, and it's like
posting Sherman. You know, that's
because motherfuckers talk about that shit all the time. Yo, the dispensary because he died me, and it's you guys.
But you know what it is?
I'm just saying, though, right? I'm like, but the whole time, I swear, my man's listen. I got mad Dominicans in my man, and all they do is fuck with Bud. They están en la calle. You hear me? And them niggas is like, yo, Diamond, bro, got the da-da-da. I was like, yeah, Pete, I'm telling you. It was like, and they all talk about Rich because, you know, the world, like, you know, Rich is my brother.
Of course.
So niggas is like, yo, what's up with your brother, Pete? You know what I'm saying? You know, Rich is like, yo, you already know this, that, complications, now they changing the name, woo. So, you know,
like
whatever.
Shit we went through, like I said, we had to wait.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, you had to, you know, so whatever you got to do, but, you know, it's
emotions.
It's a process, you know what I mean? But it's going to get done.
You want to hear the full circle part, Pete? Right around, remember I told you when I was 16, right around the corner in Dykeman and Sherman, 1998, is where I copped that first ounce that I started that spot with.
Word.
Around the corner.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me
25 years ago, 26 years ago.
Wow.
So now the first legal dispensary right there on the Ave.
And it's
like
owned
a
by
full
you,
circle.
man. And it's owned by you, man.
And that's the other part.
Man, you a fucking beast, bro. You a fucking beast. You a beast, man. That's what it is about, man. That's what it's about.
And you know
man.
what the other one is, Pete? Like,
I
you
love
know,
it, man.
there's a term that gets thrown around called legacy, right? And what that means is like they used to call it like black market, illicit market. We gave it like a better, more honorable term called legacy.
Right.
So what do I mean by that? Like, there's so many dudes from the Heights and Dykeman that died, got deported, you know what I mean? Like, you know, got locked up, been through mad shit. Because people see it now. It's only been legal for 3 years. Like, where did this they call it like maybe like a $5-6 billion industry on the blood, sweat, and tears for 80 years for dudes on them blocks,
right.
Putting it in and doing all this shit. So now we feel like also like we carrying on tradition, like all that shit. It's not in vain because we carry the same honor, morals, and principles and values.
And you're right. And your people should be proud. You know what I'm saying? On some G shit. You know what I'm saying? On some G shit, all Dominicans and all that, them niggas should be like, yo, them niggas right there, they're the truth. And you know what I mean? Because that's just the way it goes. You got to give the flowers, bro, while it's there. And y'all deserve that shit. You work for it, and you got it right there on time, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? And you in 25 years, that's where you used to go at. So it's like, yeah, it's like how the world just, you know what I'm saying? How it evolves and goes.
Somebody told me some real shit, and I want to know your opinion. The other day, he was there at the opening, right, P? And he's somebody I respect like you. Ain't told me, Vlad, you know what all that adds up to? I said, nah. He said, when you follow the code, you crack the safe.
That's a fact.
When you follow the code, you crack the safe. That's what he told me.
It's true. It's the fact.
Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term.
In the long term. I'm going to tell you something. Whatever you do, you did 25 years, and I tell a lot of these young brothers, that shit, believe me when I tell you, yo, you find yourself in circles, in certain positions, that if you wasn't good 25 years, you ain't gonna be good today, bro.
This is another one, P, and this relates to you too. Young brother tells me the other day, Vlad, why don't more OGs that's in the cannabis like you come out as public as you and your partners have? I said, well, youngin', I gotta tell you, there's a combination of that. First of all, you know, you gotta be willing to make the transition, but there's a bigger one than that. He's like, what is it? I said, you must have left the service with all the stripes, all the medals, and all the Purple Hearts. He's like, why? Because if not, whether it's Pete, me, or him, people will be all over the comments. Yo, he owe me money. Yo, he a rat. Yo, he this. So for you to do that, you had to leave the service with all the medals.
You focus,
and all the stripes. So you can't do that.
You focus, man.
Because
that's
if not,
a fact. No, it's a fucking fact.
A dude might not like P, might not like Vlad. You know the worst he could say? I don't like them, but they real dudes.
Yeah.
You can't say they can't say nothing that
listen, when you look
them.
at this motherfucking episode, it's gonna be love. Because listen, I was always told since small, you know, your community, your el barrio tuyo is what makes you. You know, and if you good with your barrio and you good with your peoples, you good. Like niggas be seeing me and they be like, I be all over, dog. Y yo me tiro donde quiera, and I ain't gonna lie, I be in 177, and I be going, and it's not one Puerto Rican there. Everybody Dominican. Right, CK? No, this is real. Oh, gee. No, but it's just what it is.
But they all got love for you.
But love my people.
Because of the way you always carry yourself.
My niggas. Yo, I love you. Kidding me, bro? Like, shit I'm not, you know what I'm saying? With me, it's real. You know what I'm saying? We go with what was real. Was real, was solid. You know, that I know for 25, 30 years, and they name, whenever our name do pop up in the social media, oh, eso no lo bueno.
Eso no tiene precio.
Eso no tiene precio ni por nada. Loco.
That's my point. Right? Because when the young asked me that, I'm like, that's part of it. You have to have left the service, you know, in an honorable way to go that public. Absolutely. Like you have gone.
Absolutely. You know, we gonna keep striving. We gonna keep working. You know what I'm saying? Happy Munkey is here to stay. You know, what's your goals? So,
I'm gonna announce it here with you. We haven't announced it much publicly. Soon, probably like in the next month or two, by the fall of the winter, second location coming downtown Brooklyn. My brother got that other license. Fulton Mall, 453 Fulton Mall, downtown Brooklyn.
But y'all just go right to the right side, right to the spot.
They put us to the ringer. We gotta make them pay.
You gotta rep your set. You gotta rep your set. Yo, that shit is a good spot. I know Brooklyn. Shit, that's good. Well, I look forward. I mean, let me know. I come through anytime. You know, for grand opening, I'm around.
I just want to say, brother, that it's an honor to be here because you know we had never met, but I was telling him from up north to the street. Anytime I heard about you, I only heard about honor, morals, principles, and values. Brother. So it means a lot to me to be here with you because I know that you only have people on here that you share those values with. So It means a lot to me. It's like a big triumph for me to be on here.
My brother. Appreciate it. And just know that this platform is here for you. Anytime you want to come, promote your shit, you want to come up again when you open up your joint again, tirate otra vez para acá. This will never go away. This should stay on YouTube, right there, promotion. Cuando salga, anytime. Suéltale eso ya, Pete. Boom, boom, anytime, whatever you want. This is your home. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for everything you're doing for our community, our people, and our youth. Because without people like you and these platforms, like you just said earlier, the only way for them to learn is for having to go through what we went through, and you are saving lives here by having them learn from your experience and our experiences so they don't got to go through what we've been through.
Like they said, man, they got a lot of old heads out there. Everybody's not an OG. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. You know what I'm saying? So now that you see some OGs together, get the knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't easy, brothers. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, you already know it's your boy Pistol P, Dog in the Yard. Yo, man, I appreciate having you, man. Real shit, man. Real shit. See, you already know my DR niggas, you already know. Y'all should be proud of my motherfucking boy because he out here doing it big and on the hard indictment. You already know your boy Pistol.
I'm going to leave you out with this one. Yard. Keep it real, don't squeal, don't steal, and life will hand you a good deal.
Woo, there you go.
Happy.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Like I told you, wasn't that a legendary interview? Guy had a lot of game, a lot of gems to give you. Keep doing your thing in the cannabis world, man. Vladimir, for real, man, salute. Do your thing. A lot of minorities don't accomplish what you did. Just keep doing that. Keep inspiring the youth. I mean, and keep advocating. I'm saying, keep doing your thing in the cannabis industry. You know what I'm saying? You already know. It's your boy SF, and we out, man. You already know. Rest in peace, Gunner. Dog in the Yard.
jumping or you dipping, nigga?